My name was originally going to be someone else's. When I was younger, I somehow got it into my head that I needed to have baby names picked out for my future children. It was probably something me and my friends came up with when we were bored, but the idea stuck in my head. I started to do research. I looked at thousands of names and figured out that my favorites were all monosyllabic. I landed on a first and middle name that I absolutely loved, Wren Gray, like the bird and the color. I thought it was beautiful and elegant, and though I didn't know this at the time, I liked it a lot because it wasn't traditional and thus wasn't really associated with the gender. I grew to love the name and almost grew a child out of the words, learning to love them within my soul. I felt a deep connection to this name and felt a strong, almost pre-love for that child that would one day respond to it. Fast forward a few years to the beginning of my struggle with gender. I'd already been wrestling with myself for almost a year before I even started to consider changing my name. My brother, my biggest supporter in this struggle, was incredibly supportive. He used whatever pronouns I asked him to, and we would sit on our back porch for hours after curfew as he bounced names off of me. I was thinking that I might be leaning towards a transmasculine or more binary identification at the time, so most of these were more traditional boy names. We went through lists upon lists of names, and I would write down any that stuck with me. After forming a comprehensive list of what I felt like every male name I could ever like, I started a painstaking elimination process, crossing two names off every day, methodically. I landed on a name through process of elimination and had just my brother use it for a few weeks, but it wasn't right. Wondering what I was doing wrong, I sat on my bed one night and without even thinking, I typed the words monosyllabic gender-neutral names. And on the first website I clicked on, there it was, between Greer and Grove, Gray. It felt absolutely perfect. From that moment on, I started to use Gray in my head as often as I remembered. I remembered the love for my future child with the same name I had chosen for myself. Since then, I've been working on loving myself as much as I loved that fake baby in my head. Within society, there's a lot of disdain towards the idea of loving ourselves, for fear of looking vain or big-headed. We walk all over ourselves in our heads to avoid complimenting ourselves out loud. On my journey towards self-love and self-acceptance within a body that doesn't fit right, this name reminds me that I am worthy of the fierce love that a parent has for their child, and that I'm allowed to feel that for myself.
The name my parents had chosen for me was Meredith. Then I was born by emergency cesarean section. My dad named me Reagan. My mom woke up, was handed a baby. Nurse said, "Here's Reagan." My mom said, "Who?" And I think I've been trying to figure that out ever since. One of the things that I love about my identity as a Unitarian Universalist is the idea that we're all constantly becoming. Partly because I didn't know about the option of being transgender when I was young, let alone non-binary. I started off identifying as a lesbian. And eventually I got to the point where I identified as transmasculine, and I picked a name that made sense at that time. But I always knew that that was not my forever name. Being part of this community and being loved and accepted for exactly who I am has allowed me to become the person that I've always been. Today, I get to have the name that reflects that person affirmed in a community that has loved and supported me. And I'm incredibly grateful for all of that.
It is said that our names are the sweetest sounds we can hear and music to our ears. The names we are given by our families have significance for the givers, but they don't always hold the whole truth of who a person is. The story we have in our mind for another, a child, a friend, a coworker, or a family member, is only our version of their story. What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Names do matter, and it's important that each of us can decide what our own name, our own story is to be. In Ursula K. Le Guin's tale, A Wizard of Earth, the hero, Ged, a young wizard in training, travels to the school for wizards. There, the gatekeeper bars him entrance until he admits his need for help and reveals his own true name. There, too, the master namer teaches him, many a mage of great power has spent his whole life to find out the name of one single thing, one single lost or hidden name. For magic consists in this, the true naming of a thing, wrote Le Guin. True naming. Let's be real, it can be confusing and a little challenging to get used to calling someone we have known and loved by a new name, a name that is new perhaps to us, but is nonetheless a true naming. And some of us are learning how to use different pronouns than those we've been taught to use. One of my dear friends, Reverend Justine Sullivan, has preached about her love of language and the challenges that she has had with using they-them pronouns. But even though she loves language and grammar, there is no question that she loves people more. That's all there is to it. Names matter and pronouns matter only in as much as we use them to honor the people we love by recognizing them for who they truly are. We are called by the principles of our faith to embrace and affirm the inherent worth and dignity of all people. Some of us believe that we are each made in the image of God. Others would say that we are reflections of the awesome beauty and mystery of this earth and this universe. However we may personally articulate where that worth and dignity comes from, it is central to who we are as Unitarian Universalists. We take it seriously. It is one of the reasons our faith has long declared its solidarity with marginalized people, including transgender, gender fluid, two-spirit, and non-binary people. Today, we recognize the names and celebrate the lives of integrity of some among us who are honoring their own truth in a powerful way. Will those of you who are affirming your names today please come forward with the person that you have chosen to be at your side? Today, we are part of creating the sacred space that declares our support of you and our encouragement of you live fully in our community. In our child dedications, we as a congregation dedicate ourselves to our children. Today, we are dedicating ourselves to you, acknowledging the truth that has lived inside of you and your journey of living into your authenticity, as we are all striving to do. We are all unfolding always in every moment. Thank you for trusting us with your truth and the beauty and the struggle of your unfolding journey. It is an honor to be with you today. I will ask each one of you in turn your name and the story of your name. Let's get the microphone so I can hold that over here. We can go one by one. Thank you. So I'll start over here. What is your name?
Gray.
Your full name.
Gray Lily Wibiat.
And what is the story of your name?
I like it a whole lot.
And what is your name?
Jordan Grant Strieber.
What is the story of your name?
The Grant is for my grandma. It's her maiden name. She's always been one of my biggest supporters. And the Jordan is because I knew I wanted a gender-neutral name that started with J. And I hope that having the name of a river will give me peace like a river in my soul.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. And what is your name?
My name is Alex Ewert.
And what is the story of your name?
I don't have a great story, but I will say it was funny listening to the children's story because actually when I was a child, I wanted my name to be just the letter X. So that story was funny. But I think that probably was an early inkling of a little bit of difference. And so I like that the name Alex has an X at the end.
And what is your name?
My name is Africa, and the story behind my name, I was born in South Africa, and born of parents that loved me dearly, and always be the person that I was meant to be. Always celebrate those that wanted to be celebrated, being there for those that needs me to be around them, and be glad to be among a community that truly celebrate who I am and how I love them as so.
Thank you. And what is your name?
Kit Alexander Barrett.
And what is the story of your name?
I just saw it and I knew that that was my name.
Very nice. And what is your name?
My name is Lane Diamont.
And what is the story of your name?
Well, it kind of is just a nickname from my other name, which is Elena, but I wanted to keep, even when I was changing my name, I wanted to keep that part of my heritage, that part from my grandma, and so I just wanted something that was simple but close to me.
We see you and we recognize you as your names. Lane Diamont, Kit Alexander Barron, Africa, Miss Africa. I'm forgetting your middle name because I have it written down somewhere. in here. Queen. How could I forget that? Miss Africa Queen. And Alex Ewert, and Jordan Strieber, and Gray Wiviat. Today is an opportunity for us to continue to know and love these people. It is an opportunity to act as religious witnesses, to put our beliefs into action as we welcome them into this community. And so, beloved congregation, I will ask you, will you do all that you can to affirm Alex, Jordan, Lane, Kit, Africa, and Gray? Please say we will.
We will.
Will you support them and each other in becoming all that we have been created to be?
We will.
And now we will bless you with the elements of life. Uh-oh, our candle went out. Just came in. Let me just light these. Okay. And then you will carry that. Okay. And then if you want to go to the other. We bless you with the life-sustaining power of water, that your life may be shaped with fluidity and beauty.
Place water on your face or your hand.
Where is it okay for me to touch you?
Northwest.
Is it okay for me to touch you?
Northwest.
We bless you with air, the breath and spirit of life, that you may be moved ever towards courage, strength, and justice.
We bless you with fire, the breath and spirit of life, that you may be moved ever more courage. Sorry, wrong words. We bless you with fire, to live freely, openly, and passionately.
And we bless you with earth, that you may be steadied and solidly connected to the earth and all of earth's beings. May you be rooted wherever you are and guided to wherever you may go.
As a symbol of our affirmation, we present you with these rocks painted with your names, and we celebrate your place of belonging here among us. Will the congregation please unite in a prayer of blessing and gratitude? Spirit of infinite love and infinite diversity, we give thanks for the resilient spirit that brought us all to this day.
May that brave spirit continue strong all the days of our lives.
Bless each of these brave spirits and keep them safe from harm.
May we commit to being a true sanctuary for them and for all who may need shelter.
We give thanks for the ever-renewing spirit of love that opens us all to new understandings, to new possibilities. We give thanks for the grace that enables us to be uncomfortable, to grow together, and still to be loved. We give thanks for the inner spark in all of us that nudges us to live with more integrity, showing the truth of our lives. May we make it so. Thank you. Let's give them flowers. Would you help me give them flowers? There we go. Okay, here we go. Yes. And let's give them to the support people too. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I think we have enough. Yeah, please take one. Take one for Marty. Here, make it one to Marty. Yeah, there you go. Do we have enough? Yeah. Take one for you. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's give them all a round of applause.